Hello and welcome to Encore, the arts and culture show here on France 24. Today we're talking music. Coming up, they're billed as France's Grammys. Phoenix, Vanessa Paradis and Stromae pick up the gongs at this year's Victoires de la Musique. Ibrahim Maalouf was another big winner at the French Awards. He joins us in the studio to talk about his Oriental-infused jazz. And the sound of silence, how Gravity's terrifying outer space soundtrack won one of 6 awards at the BAFTAs.
Houston, this is...
But first, let's say hello to our guest. Hello, Ibrahim. Thanks very much for joining us. And of course, to our music critic, Mariam Saab.
Hello,
Great to have you both with us. Let's get started with France's most high-profile music award, the Victoires de la Musique. The gongs were handed out to the top artists of last year at a ceremony in Paris at the weekend. And we have the privilege, of course, of being in the company of one of the winners. Ibrahim, congratulations.
Thank you
won
very much.
Best World Music Album. How does it feel?
It's great, of course, you know, when professional gives you an honor like this, you take it and you're happy, of course.
Absolutely. And does this impact at all, do you think, on your music career?
It definitely gives people an idea, a picture of what I do. You know, I do instrumental music. I'm not a singer, and usually in those big ceremonies, big awards, most of people who get awards are singers, and it's actually, I think it almost never happened that an instrumentalist plays someone who plays instrument gets an award. So I think it's gonna give me an opportunity to be heard and listened by many people.
It's great to see, absolutely. Mary, can you run us through some of the other winners?
Certainly, Vanessa Paradis won Best Female, her 3rd award at the show, and bred in Versailles but loved around the world. Phoenix won Best Rock Band for their album Bankrupt. But the buzz of the evening was around Belgium-born Paul Van Hava, stage name Stromae, an anagram for maestro, and he's billed to be the next big thing, taking home Best Male, Best Album for Racine Carré, and Best Video for Formidable. Let's take a look at Stromae performing Formidable at the ceremony and his reaction to the big sweep.
J'étais formidable, j'étais formidable. Nous étions formidables.
Je m'étais toujours dit que j'allais en
I always thought I'd make music all my life, whether I was successful or not. It's great to have success on top of what I do. So if it carries on like this, I'd love that.
There you go, Belgium Stromae there. Mariam, we have to talk also about the elephant in the room, so to speak. Daft Punk, 5-time Grammy winners, huge international success, but they weren't in any of the categories at the Victoires de la Musique. Why?
Well, they actually declined to come to the show as the guest of honour, and they knocked back a chance to perform. There's actually no official word as to why. Sonia quite silent, and of course, not strangely, the robots haven't spoken about it too. Some say they're a little bit too big for their boots after their Grammy sweep, but others point to bad blood between the Victoire broadcast of France 2 and the duo. They've actually been in and out of court over copyright issues. So some people say that they refuse to participate in the program because of that. I tend to believe reason number 2. I don't think they're too big for their boots. I'm a big Daft Punk fan.
All right, conspiracy theories there. And Ibrahim, let's talk a bit more about your music now. You come from a very artistic and musical background. You've been playing the trumpet yourself since you were very young, and you're currently touring your latest album called Illusions. Let's give our viewers a taster of that now. can see there the magic colours in the end of that clip. In a promo video, you were talking about the similarities between magic and music. You've called the album Illusions. Tell us more about what these similarities are, in your opinion.
There's so many, actually. You know, in music, there is also this magic, but you cannot explain it. You know, when you have a magician in front of you and he does a trick to you, you know there's something behind. You know, you know that he's hiding something somewhere, and but you want to believe that it's magic because you like magic, so you believe it and you forget that there is something behind that. But in music, you have no clue of what makes it magic. Why some days you wake up, you feel bad, you put in music and everything is fine. And the contrary is actually possible too. You know you're feeling good and suddenly there's a music that brings back to you something very sad or very strong, very melancholic. That's the point I wanted to reach with this album, and the theme of the album is about this magic that exists in music.
And your music certainly has been described as magical. And as I said before, you started at a very young age. Your father is a renowned trumpeter and toured a lot when you were a child. I read actually that playing the trumpet wasn't something that you necessarily were interested in, but it was a way of spending more time with your father.
Yes, that's right. I mean, I started playing trumpet because my father was playing trumpet at home. I thought the sound of trumpet was softer because I used to be in the room just, how do you say, upon his place to practice. You know, I was just
in his studio.
Yeah, and so I could hear the trumpet, but with a much softer sound actually. And when I started playing with him, I was with him in the room, and then I noticed that the sound of trumpet was much louder than what I thought, and I did not so much like it. But since I said to my father, I want to learn with you, I was close to him, I was spending time with him, so I kept playing and I've been playing trumpet for 25 years now. There are some periods I hated this instrument, and some periods like now where I really feel very comfortable with it.
Now, these days you live in France, but originally you're from Lebanon and your family are from Lebanon. You fled the country during the Civil War. How much does Arabic musical traditions influence your music today?
I would say it's the base of everything I'm doing today. You know, it's my mother language. Arabic music is my mother language. When I was, even before playing trumpet, or even before starting to play a little bit on the piano of my mother, my father used to taught me Arabic songs. You know, we used to sing Fayrouz, Kulthum, Abdul Wahab, Suad Muhammad, all those like big singers, and what we call the mawal in Arabic, and the ta'sim in general, which is some tradition of improvisation with a vocal improvisation. I used to do that since I was very young.
Speaking of that, technically you've also taken from that. You're the only trumpet player in the world to play Arabic music with the trumpet in quarter tones, which your father was actually one of the early pioneers of the first prototype of that trumpet in the 60s. Can you explain for our viewers who don't understand what a quarter tone trumpet might be? Can you explain how that works? What it is?
Actually, it's very simple. You know, quarter tone trumpet is a regular trumpet, but my father just had a genius idea of adding a fourth valve. Usually there is only three, and the fourth valve lowers each note you play a quarter tone. So, you know, and then that's
necessary
it
for Arabic music.
Yes, and that's it. But I think that what my father actually really invented, it was not necessarily this trumpet only. It's the fact, it's to play with the Arabic vocal tradition on trumpets. It's something very new. Nobody had done it before. You know, it's not the way you play classical music on trumpets. You know, it's not the way you play Latin music on trumpet, like salsa and stuff. It's not the jazz way. It's not the Balkanic way. It's totally, completely different, and it's another way to blow in the instrument. And he's the only one to do that, and he taught me how to do that, and I kind of try to imitate him since I'm very young.
It's certainly a fascinating sound that comes from that. Just quickly, we mentioned your success at the Victoires de la Musique. How important do you think is it to have widestream recognition for your work?
It definitely gives you an opportunity to be heard by millions of people. I mean, as I told you, I play instrumental music. I don't like to say I play jazz, or I play Arabic, or I play electronic music, or I play, I don't know. I play music I play internet music. We are internet generation. So for me, my music is very common to many people. So it's great to have an opportunity like the Victoires to play in front of millions of people at 10 o'clock in the evening on a national TV. This never happens for a musician like me.
All right, well, just a reminder, Ibrahim Maalouf is currently on tour and he's playing at Paris's legendary Olympia Theatre on March 24th. All right, well, from one awards show to another, this time from music to movies, over the weekend, the gongs for the British Film and Television Awards were handed out. 12 Years a Slave won Best Film, and the other big winner of the night was space thriller Gravity, picking up a whopping 6 accolades, including for its outstanding sound effects and original music. Miriam, it certainly is a film that really utilises the sound. The dialogue's pretty thin on the ground. How did this contribute to its success?
Well, he won over critics by creating sound where sound should not be, in the vacuum of space. And we're talking about British composer Stephen Price, who made this very unconventional film score by using orchestral layering and a lot of electronic sounds. It's very reminiscent of Pink Floyd and Ligeti, and it's also up for Best Score at the Oscars, so we'll keep an eye out for that one.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to have to leave you now. We'll leave you with a clip from that film, Gravity. Thanks again to our guest, Ibrahim Maalouf, for being with us, and of course our music critic, Mariam Saab, and for you too for tuning in. See you for more music and culture news soon.
You're burning oxygen. You have to sip, not gulp.
So where's home, Dr. Stone?
Lake Zurich, Illinois.
Is there somebody down there looking up, thinking about you?
I had a daughter. A little girl with brown hair. Tell her that I'm not quitting.